What is financial resiliency? Many people have dreamed of having financial freedom, of having multiple streams of income, of having passive income such that you no longer need to work and yet money flows into you. But for this episode, we're going to tackle a prerequisite for having financial freedom. So this is the thing that comes first, and it's a prerequisite to financial freedom, and that is called financial resiliency. So listen up and tune in to this one, because once you discover what financial resiliency is and how to build towards it, you'll be unstoppable in achieving your financial goals even if there's an economic crisis. With that, let's get started. What is financial resiliency? The textbook definition of it is the ability to withstand life events that impact one's income and or assets. It can be a negative event, just like this crisis, or even a positive event, like having a baby or getting married. Now, let me highlight the most crucial parts of that definition. First, financial resiliency is an ability. Other words for ability are skill, proficiency. And this is a good thing because financial resiliency is something that can be developed in each person. And it is something that you also develop as a person. Take note that financial resiliency is not a status granted to you. It is not external to you. It is something inside you, and it comprises your financial skills. Let's go into a quick example. Who do you think would be more financially resilient? A 60-year-old Tony Tan Caktiong, the founder of Jollibee. But we take away all of his money, remove all of his stores, his connections, his networks, his assets, and he only has his mind to start from scratch. Or a 20-year-old fresh graduate, but we give him 1 million pesos. Who do you think will be more financially resilient? Sure, the 21-year-old fresh grad has 1 million pesos, but knowing nothing of the world yet, there's a good chance that the 1 million pesos won't be growing as fast. It might just be left in a bank or spent away irresponsibly. Meanwhile, our friend Tony here, at 60, would have no assets, no money, no stores, but would have the experience and knowledge of building a nationwide chain of restaurants from the ground up. If life hits them hard, who would be able to push back and recover faster? The answer, of course, is Tony Tan Caktiong, because of all the life experience he already had. With that, the lesson here is that financial resiliency is an intrinsic ability. It is something you possess in your mind, and it's something that cannot be taken away from you. Whereas the money you have, say the emergency fund, the insurances, the businesses, the assets you have, those are actually symptoms. Those are the results of having financial resiliency. Now, let's go to the next component. Financial resiliency is the ability to withstand. Withstand, that means to remain undamaged or unaffected. By what? By events that can affect income and assets. To explain this concept further, let's dig deeper into what I call your financial fortress, and it will be built in layers. We all first start with a circle in the middle, and that's you. It contains your abilities, your skills, your connections. Then as we grow up, we form a second circle, and that's called your income. It can be from your job, or maybe from a side gig, or maybe a business that you started. And for most people, it's a job. Now, for wise people, they then use this second layer, which is income, to form a third layer. That's what's called savings, or that's what's called an emergency fund. Now, all this time, we've been building layers from the inside to the outside. But the fourth layer still comes from income. And it's called insurance. Dito pumapasok ang health insurance, accident insurance, life insurance, non-life insurance. So that what happens is that the savings, the emergency fund layer, it's pushed to the outside most layer. Then what happens next is, and only a few people get to do this, they build the fifth layer in the innermost circle. And we call this your investments or your other sources of income. Say real estate rentals or maybe another business. And we're building this inside as our income expands, and it expands the income circle. Now, we're gonna stop here at 5 layers for now. But what we have here is your financial fortress. The outermost layer is the emergency funds, followed by the insurance. And then it's gonna be your income, and then your investments, and at the middle of it all is you. Now, people are going to have different strengths of their financial fortresses. A few will have 5 layers, just like in our example here. Some will only have 4 layers, some 3, and some will be left with just 1. And from this diagram, you'll be able to pinpoint the strength of your financial fortress too. Now, here comes the questions. J3, what if 2 layers lang ako? Or what if 1 layer na lang ako because I lost my job? How do I build up to 3 and 4 layers? And sure, in our videos and courses and programs, you have trainings on insurance, investments, and savings, and all that jazz. But I want to remind you here of the truth of where everyone starts. Lahat tayo sa buhay, we start with just us. That one single circle. We started out in life with no life skills, not even knowing how to walk, much less do math or earn an income. But in life, we gained those abilities. And all of the other layers of the financial fortress comes from this innermost circle. And that's you. It was you who got a job. That job gave you income, that gave you savings and insurances and investments. Maybe just some people have forgotten that you are not your job. You are not your business. Because the job and the business, they can be taken away from you. But no one can take you away from you. As long as you're still breathing, as long as you can wake up every single day, you have you. And you are all that you need to build up your financial fortress back again, even if life's challenges come your way. So, my friends, please recognize that financial resiliency is something you don't have to chase after or a goal to pursue. It's something that you already have within you. Everything you have built that up. That drive, those skills, that grit, that perseverance, those come from within. So if you've lost anything these past few months because of the crisis, it's also you who can rebuild and make it happen again. So have faith in yourself. Believe in yourself because you are capable of so many things. And I'm just here to remind you dahil baka nakalimutan mo lang. And that's it on our episode on financial resiliency. Hey there, J3 here, and did you enjoy this episode? If you did, then I'd like to invite you to our online event called the Wealth Breakthrough Workshop, and our theme is the simplest way to build financial resilience and freedom even if there's an ongoing crisis. This is a much more advanced training than what you've seen here, and this in-depth training is going to be 100% online, and it will be free until August 6 to 16, 2020. Check out the links below to see how you can join in. I hope to see you there.